Heat games this season, they were tight. They were decided by less than 10 points. 2 of them were separated by just 2, and both of those went New York's way. And guys, it is 25 years ago to the day, April 30th, 1998, that perhaps one of the most famous brawls in all of the playoffs between Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning went down. Woj joins us at the desk now. What is it about these two teams, the history that they have, that yields all of this?
You know, you go back in time and it still holds true today. Physical, competitive teams, and these Heat and Knicks teams now, in an NBA that's very different, they look a little similar to what we saw in the 90s. A player who had a lot of success against the Heat this season, Julius Randle. I'm told he is out for game 1 with that left ankle sprain. He worked out before the game, was able to do a little more, but he's out. He played well against Miami this year, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. New York will have to do it without him in game 1.
Michael Wilbon, you are our resident historian.
This means I'm old, Malik.
It means you're still looking good and maybe a little bit on the But for you, how would you describe this rivalry?
That was good work. First of all, that was all I'll say. It's contentious. Look, I covered a lot of these guys when they were teenagers. I've known Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning since they were teenagers and covered them at Georgetown every day. And I don't mention the rivalry to them. They are great friends. I just avoid it. It's a topic you avoid because it's that contentious, even between two guys who are brothers, okay? And so I sat at those games. We did. Stephen A., I know you were at a lot of those games. And you know what? Look, Celtics, Lakers is a great rivalry. Boston, New York's a great rivalry. Boston, Philly, there's some great rivalries. This is the newest of those, and yet it is so contentious. Pat Riley has a lot to do with that. And that's the sort of the nexus, is it not? Don't you feel that way, Woj? That Pat Riley's involvement with both of them, and the heat, pun intended, that he throws off and the intensity he has, it's irresistible.
Riley brought a lot of psychological warfare to those series, between games, during games, with officials, with rival players and rival coaches. Jeff Van Gundy, who was his protege, that was a big, big part of it too.
All nice. Beautiful job. Beautiful soliloquy there about the history. But damn it, this is what this is about right now. Julius Randle is going to be out. Obi Toppin, a 5 starts this year, has averaged better than 21 points, better than 55% shooting from the field. He's going to be key. This is the thing that I pay attention to when we talk about a rivalry like this. It's the physicality. This is what I'm paying attention to. I'm looking at a Mitchell Robinson who's got 29 offensive rebounds in the first round series, okay? I'm thinking about the fact that you don't have to go against Jordan. You don't have a situation where it's Melo in New York, but unfortunately there's LeBron. When you look at the New York Knicks against these Miami Heat, they're evenly matched, and that's what harkens me back to the rivalry of everything that you just showed. Because even though they had Mourning, and even though they had Hardaway and everybody else, they still had Larry Johnson. They still had, the Oakleys, the Ewings of the world, that kind of stuff. It's evenly matched. And yet again, here we are. We don't really look at the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat and say one or the other has a definitive advantage over them, the way you looked at the Knicks against Jordan and opposed to, hey, they got Jordan. Oh, no. We look at the Knicks, we appreciate Jimmy Butler, but they can be had, and that's all I get.
The thing it reminds me of, and playing in the league at that time, is personal. Like, you took it personal against the opponent. It didn't matter if you went to high school with them, you went to college with them, you didn't help up the opponent, you wasn't exchanging jerseys, and physical intimidation actually exists in the league. You weren't making a shot and celebrating after the shot because somebody gonna knock you to the floor. And so for me, one person, and Woj says it, embodied it, and it was Pat Riley. Because I hate to tell you, Stephen A., he was the one that got away. And when he left, Wade, Shaq, now Jimmy Butler, Alonzo Mourning, they got 3 championships. And the Knicks are still now searching for that. And that's what made it even more personal. He developed Eric Spoelstra while the Knicks were still trying to find that next head coach. So I'm fascinated to see how this series plays out.
Well, today a new chapter will be written. It all goes down at 1 o'clock Eastern in the Mecca. Game 1 between the Heat and the New York Knicks.
Let's go.
Baby, this is going to be a good one. Before we continue to look ahead, though, we